seemed like you guys enjoyed my recent video of styling things that I never ever wear, and I kind of wanted to continue this series and we can slowly clear out my wardrobe. But rather than that, where we were featuring older trends, I wanted to feature some stuff that I actually purchased this year but already regret buying, and I guess see if I can change my mind on any of these things, but also perhaps more importantly be a cautionary tale and reminder to myself of things you need to be more mindful of while shopping in the future. Before we get into regrets though, I actually want to talk about an essential, which is prioritizing your safety online, which is the beauty of today's video sponsor, Surfshark. Surfshark is a VPN, aka a virtual private network, which is available as an app and a browser extension and allows you to access content from around the world as well as ensure your protection whilst browsing online. As someone who quite literally needs a TV show playing at all times, Surfshark has been my lifesaver for over 3 years now. It's so quick and easy to change your location settings, and then instantly you'll have access to a ton of content that isn't usually available in your region. From anime to K-dramas, teen TV, drag race, you name it, the options really do become endless. And of course, it's as important as always to make sure you're browsing securely online. Surfshark ensure this through various methods, including adding an extra layer of protection when you're using public Wi-Fi, or by preventing companies and bots from tracking your personal information. And since Surfshark actually offer unlimited devices under just one account, you will always feel safe. You can get an exclusive deal with my code SPOTLIGHT, and at the moment for the holiday season, up to an extra 6 months for free. Since Surfshark offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, you can try it all risk-free via the link on screen and down below in the description box. You know what? I'm just gonna start off hot. I feel like this might be somewhat controversial because this is probably one of the biggest, trendiest brands of the year, but I definitely regret my ganni coat. This was not an impulse buy by any means. I had wanted one for quite some time. I had been scouring the secondhand market until I could find one for a decent price, which I did, and I'm very thankful for, because if I had paid any more for it, the intensity of my regret would have been even higher. Every time I saw someone wearing it on social media, I loved it. And I also thought it very much fit with my own personal style. I love an oversized collar, but for some reason, once it came to styling it in person, I just could not make it work. I don't know how, but I guess I just didn't realize what a boxy sort of A-line silhouette it was. I don't know, I always kind of have beef with puffer jackets because they add so much bulk, and I thought I would be avoiding that with this since it is so much thinner than a traditional puffer jacket and has like the quilted sort of design, but no, I just do not know how to make it work, which is kind of weird because obviously I love oversized shirts. I'm sure it probably works for others, and this is by no means slander to the brand. I almost just wish I had spent that money on a different ganni item, like a shirt that I would get so much more wear out of. Yeah, okay, I've already changed my mind because this is so adorable. I think the main issue probably was that I was trying to style it while I was on holiday, so obviously didn't have access to the full wardrobe, and the bottoms that I had taken, I think were just throwing the proportions off. Like, this skirt works because it kind of a continuation of the silhouette of the jacket. I actually feel like one of the people I would save on Pinterest, so this feels like a big win. I wish I could go and take my own photos in it, but I swear it's probably at least 33 degrees outside right now, so that's not gonna happen. This one I feel like you would actually have a hard time believing that I purchased it this year, but I swear I did, and that is definitely part of the reason I regret it, because every time I go to style it, I feel like I'm instantly transported back to 2018 when I was really getting into K-pop. Obviously vests were a huge trend then, although to me, I do actually consider them quite timeless. I have a bunch in my wardrobe that I still wear routinely, but there's just something about this one. I think it might be the color combo. It's not necessarily what I would typically gravitate towards. Also, it's kind of that awkward in between where it is somewhat oversized, but not quite enough for my liking, especially since it comes back down to like the elasticated waistband. I don't know, there's something about that that often throws me off, which obviously I knew when I purchased it, so I don't know what I was thinking. The only time I wore this out in the past, I did so with jeans, and I really do think it's just asking to be styled with denim, so I switched it out for a skirt instead. And I must say, I genuinely like this look, would totally wear it again. However, I am realistic, and I do realize that this is probably just delaying the issue, because now I just look like straight 2023 core. You probably know by now that I love me a good sheer nighttime robe sort of situation. Such a great layering piece. So I honestly thought I was making a very smart decision here when I purchased this sheer black one, just because most of my collection is like pastels, creamy sort of tones. That's the most common that you find at the thrift store. Of course, I love that color palette, but I definitely still wear a lot of darker tones as well. So I truly thought this was such a smart decision, but I haven't worn it since I purchased it. And I think the main reason is when it's in black, it is so much more dramatic and almost gives off like a witchy sort of vibe, which isn't typically what I go for, but definitely looks incredible on others. So it's kind of one of those awkward ones where yes, I can totally make up potential outfits and would technically like them, but if I was to wear them out, I know I just wouldn't feel comfortable because I wouldn't feel like myself. I don't know, we'll see what I can come up with, and I guess you guys can be the judge. I'm still just so confused as to why this one is so difficult for me to style, because it has no right to be, but yeah. Literally one of the biggest challenges of the entire video, and I'm not sold with what I came up with, okay? I was really trying to push the not too witchy vibe, so I switched out from boots to these Mary Jane sock combo, but it does feel a little bit disjointed. Okay, so despite this video, I generally think that I've done a pretty good job of kind of calculating which trends I think that I could invest in and are going to be right for me and my wardrobe, as opposed to ones that maybe I like the look of, but I know I'm just not going to get the same wear out of. And something that I am just more skeptical on than anything else are shoe trends. Even though I have loved the baby girlification of practically everything, instantly I knew ballet flats were not going to be for me. And don't get it twisted, that doesn't mean there hasn't been plenty that I have thought are beautiful. As tempted as I was to get on board with Crocs, particularly because they have like the chunky ass platform ones that are so up my alley, I was like, no. You have not liked this design for years and years. Like, why would your brain just suddenly change its mind unless you have been incredibly influenced? But perhaps one of the biggest footwear trends and one I really struggled with were the Adidas Sambas. In theory and on Pinterest, I have absolutely adored these. I feel like they are such a finishing touch to so many outfits, and they really do just bring that effortless vibe to the look, which you guys know I am always lusting over but can never quite achieve, which is probably my first sign as to why these wouldn't be a good purchase for me. A lot of the appeal is also the different fun colors, but I know me, I love a matchy moment, so that's probably not gonna work either. And lastly, they are so incredibly flat. I have been wearing platforms for so many years at this point. When I wear a true flat, I just feel uncomfortable, which is why I ended up going for these instead, the Adidas with the triple stack platform. I was like, that is so smart. You have killed this. Finally, you have found a sneaker to wear. I think I've worn them twice. And this is one of the only items where I honestly couldn't tell you what it is about them that makes me not reach for them. Like, I don't know. The only thing that I can kind of think of, which is gonna sound so stupid and it makes no sense, which is obviously why this hasn't worked out for me, is that I wanted a chunky shoe. That's what I feel comfortable in. That's what I think looks good on me. But at the same time, I still wanted the shoe to emulate that same like cool girl energy as the Samba has, but that's not gonna happen because they're just not the same vibe. This is another trending sort of item, but the weird thing about this is it features a trend that I actually love and have participated in all year, probably in just about every single video you have seen me in. So I guess this just goes to show that even though you love a trend, it doesn't mean you're gonna love every item that features it. Of course, I'm talking about bows, and you guys know I had in wishlist videos that I was looking for something with like the big bow motif on the front. So I thought that I had finally found a gem, but there's something about this one that just doesn't have me reaching for it. I don't know, I think the main issue for me is just the color. It is such a unique shade of blue. I love a good pastel blue, but this one is such a warm tone. I just don't know what to pair with it. And also the gingham isn't black, it is like a navy and white. And I did buy this secondhand online. I don't know if I was crazy, but I could have sworn that it was supposed to be white. So instantly when I unboxed it, it already wasn't living up to my expectations. So obviously that's gonna lead to some regret. Honestly, I had just put this one in the too hard basket to the point where I hadn't even attempted to style it prior to this video. And I figured the easiest solution would just be with my long white skirt, but that's kind of boring, kind of a cop out. So I wanted to style it with some color, and I'm not sure. I feel like it's semi-successful. It has that cute fun vibe that I love. The only downfall is it's almost impossible to layer with. Every time I put something over it, it just looked wrong. But on the flip side, maybe that's actually a positive because now I have a weather appropriate outfit to wear. I'm not sure. I feel like the jury is still out, so let me know your thoughts. This one's kind of a cautionary tale not to rush into your purchases, especially when it comes to your basics, because they are so vital to making sure the rest of your wardrobe flows and works for you. So you want to make sure you're getting it right. I'm going to do a full video on closet basics soon, but I wanted to include this example today because there's definitely one pair of jeans that I regret. And I just want to reiterate, when it comes to jeans, I'm never going to be that person to be like, they're so out of style, you have to switch it up to this particular cut. Totally comes down to personal preference. And yeah, the two main things are the wash you want and the fit. And you'll see the comparison of these. I clearly knew what I wanted. This pair I purchased earlier in the year, and I was happy. You know, I was getting my wear out of them, but I knew that they weren't quite perfect, so I was kind of keeping an eye out on the side. And once I finally found this pair, I was like, yep. Definitely regret the original purchase. I could have saved that money and put it towards this pair because now these are just totally redundant. When it's such a simple piece like jeans, you just want it to be the perfect fit. And in this baggier sort of silhouette that I enjoy, I really prefer the leg opening to be wider and make sure that the length is long enough that they kind of sit nicely on a chunky shoe. So obviously that can be really hard to do if you can't actually try the clothes on unless it's a brand that you're really familiar with the sizing. Patience is key. This is 100% an I've been influenced situation, and it is just shopping with Omighty in general. I'm always seeing creators get sent PR. It looks so cute. I love the designs for the most part, but whenever I have purchased with them in the past, I've always just been left kind of disappointed. And I had taken a break for 5, maybe 6 years for this very reason. I was like, no, don't waste your money again. But they got me this time. I picked up this little matching tracksuit set, which I thought would be really cute for like an updated Summer Roberts inspired outfit. For me personally, the price tag you're paying, I would prefer the quality to be a little bit higher. I will say it is a bit better than what I have previously experienced from them, but still, I don't know. The other issue is partly my fault, and that is just the sizing. I feel like I got it wrong, but let me tell you, I was putting in work. I was going through TikToks, YouTube videos, you name it, to try and find someone who I thought looked somewhat of a similar shape to me and know what size they got. In the end, I was like, okay, seems like a medium should be fine, because originally I was kind of going back and forth between a medium and large, but no, totally should have sized up to the large. But also, when you're an online brand, why can't you make it easier for me to figure out your sizing? I don't think they even showed it on a model, which drives me crazy. This one isn't necessarily a regret yet. I am still very much holding out hope because I love them so much, but it's just a cry for help. Please tell me, how am I supposed to style them? They're these kind of like, I don't know if it's military or marching band inspired vests. I just think they are so cool and could be such a fun layering piece to style. I just don't know how to do it with my wardrobe though. They do kind of give mid to late 2000s when vests were really trendy, so a lot of the reference images are paired with like skinny jeans and brown boots, but I don't know, I feel like there's still potential for them. Perhaps it just takes someone a bit cooler than me. I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job at painting the picture as to why I struggle with wardrobe declutters so much, because yeah, I can find justification to keep just about anything. Am I wrong though? This one does actually hurt me to admit, and I think you'll see why. It is this little hysteric glamour graphic tee. You guys know I love shopping on buyee, so this was one that was thrown in there. I think I got it for like less than $15, so at least it wasn't a heavy price tag for hysteric glamour because it is from the mini range. And I don't know, I really thought I would like it. Obviously, it was giving kind of Ayazawa Nana character energy to me with the Union Jack and then the graphic printed over the top. But if we just take a moment, are the punk inspired characters who I most closely resemble? No, they're not. And also, I almost wish that the back was the front because it has the bunny, which makes it a little bit more cutesy, like just that touch, rather than having the skull. I don't know, I think that regret is kind of a strong term to use with this one because I think I could still see myself getting wear out of it, but yeah. Definitely other hysteric pieces that I would prefer. Okay, I don't know what I was talking about because I actually love this, and I know my initial fear was it coming across as too gimmicky, but apparently I just decided to double down on that. I swear switching it out for a flowy skirt will win me over every single time. I guess it really was just the vibrancy of the blue that was throwing me off, because now I'm over that and would happily wear this out to the point where I would say this is probably my favorite outfit from the video. That's going to be it for today's video. Let me know if there are any trends that you regretted buying into throughout the year, and also any that you're looking forward to for the upcoming 2024 season. Yeah, this will probably be my last video before Christmas, so happy holidays. Also, don't forget about the holiday discount you can get over at today's video sponsor, Surfshark. Thank you so much to them for supporting the channel throughout the year, and thank you all for watching throughout the year as well. Hopefully I will see you again really, really soon. Bye!